Yeah. Shouts to each and everyone that's come down today. Honestly, I grew up in these streets just over there in East Avenue, so it means a lot to be here today. This one's a special one. Can we take this back, Tim, straight to the start? This one's about anxiety. I turned my back on myself and it killed me. I left my pride on the shelf right next to the ceiling. So why is it a struggle to express all these emotions that I'm feeling? Can you hear me? Am I loud and clear? Have to make you understand this is more than fear. I know it presents in a way I can't explain. To others I'm confident and I'm deep in my game. The media say it's common in society today. The officials say it's acceptable to be feeling this way, and they can put me on pills which can ease the strain. Or I can talk to a stranger, but then I'll have to explain. But I don't want to face it, some days I have no choice. My chest feels so tight, I feel like I have no voice. And that feeling of sinking that runs straight through to your toes, it begins in your mind and it runs straight through your bones. Anxiety. Staring at my reflection, I do this to myself, losing my mind inside. This can't be good for my health. And I ain't describing every day is exactly the same, but it's hard to see the sun when your mind's clouded with a showery rain. I ain't alone in this, I know some feel how I feel. Others down mental health, question if this is real. It's as real as emotions running right through your soul. Take one step at a time, try to focus on a goal. And that's easy for someone who's oblivious to all this. Positivity, well, you just want to dismiss. And the leaflets, the booklets, they're all there to inform. I struggle to focus my mind like a real hailstorm. So take a walk in my shoes, you'll see some high and some lows. Worrying about things that are out of my control, like whether my health conditions will ever get in the way, or if I'll be lucky and blessed to live to a grand old age. It's on my mind all the time, it's in most of my dreams. Anxiety. With my music I try to make people relate. If you can't relate, I hope you enjoy. But all these tracks are wrote directly from my heart. I'm a Donnington boy through and through. Like I said, I grew up in East Avenue just over there, so this means a lot to be here today. Thank you to each and everyone that has come down. I know the weather's bad. Thank you so much. Let's go again. Listen, anxiety. Yo. Come on, lads, think positive, you ain't in this alone. The deep breaths ain't working, man, I'm fully in the zone. But the doctor said to focus on an object or a colour. Come on, what's your favourite movie? What's your best album cover? My chest feels tight, I'm shaking, someone fetch me a coat. My heart is pounding, my stomach's in knots. Wish I could turn this switch off, but my mind's in control and it's ready for takeoff. And I'm trying, but it just won't stop. Anxiety. Of your existence become a reflection. Can you picture a time? Look deep in your mind, blurred visions of a past that you left behind. Through the root setting zone, at last you're alone, and you're praying for that someone to pick up the phone. But you'll never let no one ever see you like this. You paint on a smile like life's permanently bliss, and that's far from the truth. There's still care and devotion. Your past is fueled and now you're full of emotion. When the darkness sets in, it's hard to switch on the lights. Are you black in this life or are you doing it right? You're surrounded by a mist moving in thick and fast. The only question on your mind is how long it's gonna last. A moment of wisdom thrown to the breeze. Big up Steve, I see you. Falling on and on and on, found by the wayside, but buried too deep. This one's called Orbit. Believe me when I say you don't have to resist. There's more to this life than to merely exist. Right the present, or first draw a line in the past, walking you from the shadows to the real you. Cause anyone gets his life is worth his weight in gold. If you shout it from the roof, let your story be told. Anyone can educate themselves with words and learn syllables and verbs that can lead to absurds. Just channel your thoughts, learn to speak your mind. Those negative feelings you can't leave behind, and that mist will settle to reveal some hope. Finding new strategies when we're learning to cope. Cause for every dark night there comes a brighter day. Be fearless and brave instead of running away. Know your worth on this earth and never lose sight. When you're into the dark, I'll bring you into the light. A shaping within us that no one else sees. Once again, if you do want to support me, I've got CDs, albums, caps to the left. It's appreciated. But if you don't want to buy a cap, the fact that you're here today means so much to me. Like I said, I grew up on these streets, East Avenue just behind me. I kicked a ball around these streets, so to come back and perform, I perform all over the UK, but to perform on my home turf is something very, very special. Donnington, thank you. In a world of uncertainty and vulnerability, when was the last time you reached out to check up on someone? Let's go to the next run. Yo, I'm sure by now you know, and if you don't, let me explain. Music is my life, something I have to sustain. If I had a second chance, I would do it again. And since I turned to hip-hop, I've been soaring like a plane. From the rave to the stage, on the road and back again. Kissing my kids goodnight to get to the rave at 10. But thinking back then, that's all part of progression. Juggling family life and the music obsession. I've been doing my thing for maybe 15 years or more. I can spit drum and bass, I can rock a dance floor. Some say my style's raw, it's rotten to the core. But it's a different style that you just can't ignore. Music's never been a chore, it's only been a pleasure. The lyrics and the beats are worth the finest treasure. And while there's breath in me, I'll be doing this forever. I love how music brings all people together. I love the bass line on this one. Let's go, Donnington, let's go! When that beat hits my soul, it's like an element of grace, uplifting my spirits with a smile on my face. Now I'll give you a taste. This music goes deeper than a dog-eat-dog race. And since day one, I've been picking up the pace. Showing versatile, a different kind of style, heading for that first place. Supporters, thank you, hand on my heart. There's nothing in my music that will set us apart. You've been there since the start, sharing all of my tracks. I've been writing till the morning cause I just can't relax. So I'll admit the fact, it runs deep through my veins. When I'm gone, my music will be left to remain. We're all thinking the same, digesting all this love and we're avoiding the pain. We turn into this music to hide from the pain, like we have nothing to gain. With the love for the beats that we have to maintain. This one's called Orbit, and it features the vocals of a friend of mine called Sean O'Hanlon. Let's do this, Tim, let's go. I like this beat on this one. This was a personal favourite. Let's go, Donnington, let's go. What means more to me, the hunger or the vision? Let's make a split decision. Sharp flows raging down like the high definition. It's the start of a mission, fueled by competition. More than just a phase, it's become an ambition. A place I elevate my mind when I need to unwind. When the walls are closing in and I'm feeling confined. So many years in this music and I'm still unsigned. From drum and bass to hip-hop and acoustic combined. Will I ever navigate to gravitate or captivate my present state or recreate what is written is fate? Or will it take control of me? The less I see I'm feeling free. Feeling locked deep away, there's only me that's got the key. Forever searching for that door cause we're at war with ourselves. Rubbing shoulders at the top but then you're dropped on the shelf. And then they all point the finger and they blame mental health. But have they even stopped a second to think for themselves?
Do I want something more?
I want something more.
Not keeping count, not knowing.
Never keeping count.
I'm back around.
I'm falling. Just keep me
in your role.
This scene will pick you up and take you, redesign you and rate you. So much love for your music, but deep down they just hate you. You can say your soul for drums, put your heart into rap. If there's no social following, you'll never get the back. We still going it alone, independent for now. No deadlines, no pressure, and no one to let down. It's a dog-eat-dog game, I'm not in it for kills. I just wanna make my mum proud and pay some bills. But if I'm called to a moth and my spirit flies high, believe I've never wasted a second of time. I put my heart into these tracks with line after line. I know my people in Donnington, can you give me a sign? Stay true and stay blessed to your surrounding. Always be outstanding, opportunities landing, expanding, prospects, what's next? Keep your head held high. There's no limits, my people, you can touch the sky.
Do I want something more?
I want something more.
Not keeping count, not knowing.
I'm never keeping count.
I'm back around.
I'm falling. Just keep me in your orbit. missing out. Life throws so many hurdles, I'm beginning to doubt. But I feel so blessed to get these things off my chest. Music's always been my remedy when I'm feeling depressed. And you can take it or leave it, dream and achieve it. Put these words in your mind until you visually perceive it. You can take this on board as another life lesson. All these questions in life have got me guessing and guessing. Don't be ashamed of who you are and never stop expressing. Value moments in time, cause life is a blessing. And if they make it in this game, they'll be staged to harm you. Dressing their best, their intentions to charm. Don't be a fool for the scene, for living your dreams. Cause everything around the matter ain't just what it seems. If you believe in yourself, then you're on the right track. But believe me, this scene doesn't always have your back.
I want something more.
I want something more.
Not keeping count.
I'm never keeping count.
Back around.
I'm falling. Just keep me in your orbit. Thank you so much, Donnington. That one's called Orbit. I appreciate all the love, trust me, I really, really do. Let's go in with the next one, because I'm conscious of time with getting these lights on. This one is dedicated to all the NHS workers. I wrote this one in lockdown. I hope if anyone's connected to the NHS, this one is for you. Let's go, Tim, let's go. Donington, wait for it. Now you're sitting back, or bring to attention. There's a special team of people who deserve a mention. They wear no cape, no shield, but work the longest hours. And their commitment towards people supersedes any power. So if I could show some gratitude by writing these verses, this one's a thanks to all our NHS nurses. The ones that stand together while we lock ourselves away. Put their lives on the line almost every single day. When daily life propelled us from post to pillar. And into our world, pressing a silent killer. No antidote or vaccine to fight this beast. Energy going down while the death rates increase. NHS gave themselves for the greater of others. Our sisters, daughters, fathers, mothers. Each one still bear scars from the tragedy of pain. It's just an average working day when life's insane. Real heroes wear scrubs. Listen, cause these are the hands that tie their own mask and apply their own apron like an everyday task. And these are the feet that are tired already, and at the end of each shift they're becoming unsteady. And these are our nurses that refuse to back down. Doctors, specialists attend to patients in gowns. Real heroes in life, they don't all wear a cape. They have scrubs, work in hospitals and have just what it takes. Nurses dispense comfort, compassionate care, and the hope of a better day will always be there. Those that moved apartments found new homes. Those that didn't leave and those that manned the phones. Those that came to work and gave the best care. Those that bring support and those that bring it fair. Those that pay attention with a listening ear. And those that draw strength help us manage our fear. Once again, this one's called Real Heroes Wear Scrubs. It's an appreciation to the NHS. And this one was shared across so many doctors and nurses WhatsApp groups, honestly. And this one's dedicated to our modern day heroes. The ones that go above and beyond every single day. These guys on the balcony have got the best view. How you doing? The ones that put themselves on the front line. They got no choice but to listen to me. NHS staff, we appreciate you. Pay attention to the lyrics, Donnington. You're such a wicked community. I'm very proud to come from these ends. Thank you for having me. Poverty-stricken Britain. Let's go, Donnington. Let's go. Let's start this off real with some facts and figures. Over 27,000 go without dinners or suitable clothing just to meet their needs. Yet we turn a blind eye despite all the grease. 8.4 million people are struggling to eat, and there's one on every corner, there's 6 in every street. It takes rasper to speak up, fight for opportunities, free school meals in these poor communities. They'll can't find any green land to build a property. Many children in this world half live in poverty. What happened to childhood, so young and innocent? Forced to grow up with these social implements. No pay, job loss, inadequate savings, temptations for cash, payday no cravings. When it's time to pay it back, they will triple the price. If they can turn this around, have a heart and think twice.
Surely there's a chance to change this.
We have to make a change.
Together we can make it right.
It's time to put it right.
Let's make a stand together. We will never give up this fight.
We're never giving up.
In this life, somehow we've got to shine.
Let's go.
Yeah, we don't know.
We'll never know.
Let's stop living without.
Right, verse 2, Donnington, let's go. Our kids deserve room to nurture and grow, not carrying worries from their parents' cash flow, to feel they'll achieve anything they want to be. School to college, even getting a degree. These provisions in place that support our child. Undervalued, understaffed, pay rise the night. In this day and age, it means more to be kind. Being nice don't pay the bills as the fines start to rise. Change perception, change direction, change all of the above. Each one of our own children growing up without love. I ain't talking about the care of a few humble deals. I mean adequate clothing and nice hot meals. Contributions for computers help them get with the times. More police on our streets will reduce the crimes. What's more important, saving money or a life? Investing in our children to end this strife.
Surely there's a chance to change this.
We have to make a change.
Together we can make it right.
We gotta put it right.
Let's make a stand together.
It's time to make a stand.
We will never give up this fight.
We're never giving up.
In this life, somehow we've got to shine. Yeah, we don't know.
Once again, a massive shout to Chloe on her birthday. It's time to make a stand. Our children may be born in poverty, but poverty is never born in our children. Let's teach these kids to dream with their eyes open. We owe it to them to secure their futures. Anything's possible. Let's all make a stand. Once again, that one's called Poverty Stricken Brain, which is out on all my socials, out on all streaming platforms. This next one is all about mental health too. Thank you so much, guys. This next one's called Be Fine. Tim, let's go. Once again, I want you to pay attention to the lyrics on this one. This one is deep. Each and everyone that's come down today, I wholeheartedly appreciate it, believe me. Let's go!
If you ever felt down, go and put your hands high. For the nights on your own when you just cry, yeah. Everything's gonna be fine. We just hold on to this slow ride. If you ever felt down, go and put your hands high. For the nights on your own when you just cry, yeah. Everything's gonna be fine.
You ready, Donnington? Let's do this. Lately my mind's felt murky, I can't see through the pain. I'm surrounded, all these questions I don't want to explain. 1 second I'm flying high amongst the birds in the trees. Then the following second I'm falling straight to my knees. I'm feeling pulled from both ways and the walls are caving in. And my natural existence is weighing terribly thin. We're all in this race of life and we're surviving together. Let's anchor this boat, come on let's ride this weather. Any which way direction, whatever we please. I want to soar across mountains and glide through the trees, to open up another world where I feel less endangered. There's times in my life where I feel like a stranger. My purpose in society is strongly awakened. Opportunities arise and they're mine for the taking. Seems more often than not when I face another day, the mist slowly sets in and the skies turn grey. Quite applicable today, you know, the sky is absolutely grey. Once again, this one's called Be Fine, and it's a very personal one from me. I do write all my tracks from my heart, believe me. Get your CDs. If you want to support, I appreciate it. Listen, Donnington, yo. Everything's gonna be just fine, everything's gonna be okay. Just take one step at a time, that's what the leaflets say. It's the truth in a common phrase. Right now I struggle to believe, cause to me I'm an image of a failure. I believe I'll never achieve. Will I find my place in society, eventually kick anxiety? Will I look back at these times, will I keep writing these rhymes? Answers to questions I've been struggling to find. I swear these days it seems I'm just running through blind. I'm a shadow of myself and I'm aware of the plan to get up every day, try to be a better man. But that's all good and well if you're of a sound mind. Disconnected your trauma and you've left it behind. But if you're just reliving the moments of your past, put your hand on your heart, how long will it last? Let's look back on these years, what we've overcome, from 365 days round the sun.
Have you ever felt down low but your head's high, for the nights on your own when you just cry? Yeah, everything's gonna be fine. We just hold on to this slow ride. If you ever felt down, go and put your hands high, for the nights on your own when you just cry. Yeah, everything's gonna be fine. We just hold on to this slow ride.
To the story. Let me take you to a time, September 95, when Andy met Lisa and the stars aligned. The special kind of moments he knew she was the one. She just turned 18, he just turned 21. She wouldn't like the other girls with pure self-obsession. She had goals sound crazy, could see the progression. She wouldn't like no single, any one of his exes. When he's out with a boy, she didn't bombard him with texts. It will never last, that's what all the family said. So to prove them all wrong, they went full steam ahead. A ring devoted to the time they share, a promise to one another to forever be there. Now we're pushing 6 months, wedding plans on the way. Lisa seems kinda stressed, it's getting worse by the day. Agitated and sharp, like she's holding back pain, while Andy only looks at himself to blame. The communication's weak, they ain't spoken days, and Lisa's been moving in mysterious ways. Is it the stress of the day building up inside, or regretting the acceptance ever be his bride? Either way, it didn't seem how it felt before. She was always so honest, but now he's really unsure. Something just ain't quite right, but I just can't put my finger on it. And I've got to approach this, I can't let it lie. I just can't let it lie. He puts his hands to his head, prepares his mind, sets aside the emotions that he's struggling to find, makes his way to the door. Lisa's on the other side. Here's where the story will divide and collide. He enters the room with little hesitation. Lisa's pacing up and down, full of frustration. Now she's up in his face, I'm talking nose to nose. He takes a step back, but she's quick on her toes. Now she's digging in there deep into Andy's face. This love that once was is an utter disgrace.
I don't know what came over me. I'm sorry.
Do not put your hands on me again. This ain't love.
I love you.
What makes you think you can do that to me? This ain't love. Tell me. Ready, Donnington?
Please.
And after all the madness has come to an end, she wants to put it in the past, but he can't pretend. He wasn't looking for a fight, no intention to offend, but that sudden outburst, there's no comprehend. He makes his way to the mirror to fix up his face. Blood's running to his mouth, it's a bitterly taste. Takes a look at his reflection, but who's looking back? A victim that's in love with a violent maniac. You're supposed to love me. People that love each other don't do things like that.
Let's just forget about it.
You need to explain yourself, please, explain, come on. This whole time Lisa's speaking softly and calm, like it happens all the time, there's no need for alarm. And he can't take the act, she has to explain. He pulls up a chair and confronts her again, and there's a glare in her eye that he once thought was pain. Instead of fake happiness she had to sustain. He questions her ways, with caution this time, and asks her point blank, do you think that was fine?
No, that's not me. I just lose myself sometimes.
Look at me, I want you to look directly in my eyes.
It's really not that deep.
You've really crossed the line, Lisa.
It's always been me and you. It just makes sense.
It weren't supposed to be like this. You know it and I know it. It was not supposed to be like this.
She's serious.
She's still giving them looks, anger rising inside. He wants her to explain, her mind's preoccupied. But what came next left Andy speechless. He can't take these thoughts, it's a feeling of deepness. And Lisa plays it cool like she was never to blame. Unaware she's done wrong, won't hang her head in shame. And This is where it gets more and flips on its side. She tells Andy sometimes she's wishing he died. She's been thinking so much and the hate becomes real. The thought of him around, she just don't know how to feel. But how can she ignore what she chose to disclose? He walks to the drawers and starts packing his clothes. He's just partying by now and she's back up on her toes. Wiping tears from her lips that have run down her nose.
We can't be together, then we'll never be apart.
As she
Boy, you're gonna be here a while. You're in a cage, now you're confined. But don't rush, baby, cause you got
allow me to introduce visualize in your mind. Here's a story about a man that's been struggling to find a purpose to exist. He would lay awake at night. When the screws checked the bolts, they would turn off the lights. Every day was the same, at Her Majesty's pleasure. And with each waking day, he learned that nothing gets better. Still he kept his head down and conformed to the rules. Stayed away from the drugs and no possession of tools. Making the most and the best of a bad situation. Life behind bars going full of frustration. Still he kept his mind cool, and at times he felt focused. Extra family visits always seemed like a bonus. So the weeks turned to months and the months turned to years. Normality of life outweighed all his fears. He's a shadow of a man who believed in hope. A visual premonition that he'll find a way to cope.
Close all the doors and shut off the lights. Get comfy, boy, you're gonna be here a while. You're in a cage, now you're confined. But don't rush, baby, cause you got time.
I make a lot the locks, but they can't stop the clocks ticking. Time's moving on, there's so much that he's missing. If he could start his life again, he'd probably make the same mistakes. So many stakes in a manner he just can't escape. And in his mind and his heart, he's got the will to change. We all deserve a second chance to restore and rearrange. And that's exactly what became of the fellow in question. The very same man that had zero direction. He got his head into books to escape his mind. Strategies to cope that he never thought he'd find. So much time on his hands, his confidence grew. Offering advice to inmates that he never even knew. Clinics for advice and community groups, making others aware that he's been in their shoes. Right across the wings he had set up the lot, but now it's time to give that outside world another shot.
Close all the doors and shut off the lights. Get comfy, boy, you're gonna be here a while. You're in a cage, now you're confined. But don't rush, baby, cause you got time.
Coming up to 2 years, he's been on the other side. The life lessons came hard, there was times that he cried. And if the tears cried a river, he'd have to ride out the ties. Have you ever met a man who's damaged his pride? But motivation like a flame that's been burning inside. With a different view of life, it's well dignified. And his projects affects prospects, starting with the youth that chill on the steps. Live a life of crime, he's gonna tell you what's next. No more slip-ups, he's forever playing right. No more screaming and banging from prisons at night. He's got a purpose and a meaning, and it's perfectly in sight. So when he focus on the difference of what's wrong and right, he'll never walk that path again, for shame to his name. Still appreciating time will never be the same. Here's the progression of a man whose story had to be told. Know that you can do the same by being fearless and bold. Let's go! Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. This one's called Never Fall Apart. Backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Never limit your view of life by any past experiences. This is my story. Let me take you on a trip and insight into my life. I've been battling for years like a soldier in strife. It goes back to being free, that was living a life. Mom's picking up the pieces, my lord, she tried to be there for her son while she's hurting herself. Her pain and upset she placed on the shelf. On Christmas Day he left, we were finally free. But little did we know came the pain and misery. He's still walking her home like he owned the place. In and out of my life like I was just a face. Most weekends I remember I was stood at the door when he promised me partridge and so much more. But instead it was a walk around the local cemetery and head back to his flat for cheap noodles for tea. When we filled my head with rubbish, there were so many lies. I believed every one of them, I was only a child. Big up bass face. This one's called Never Fall Apart. Let's go. Little things that would happen came to normal to me. If tea. I'm brought to the table to pick up his bats. He'd answer the door with a weapon behind his back. Now what kind of trouble do you think that you're in? If every time the door knocks your head's in a spin? And what type of risk are you bringing to your child? When your lies are catching up, this is more than wow. I looked up to this man, I had no reason to doubt. He never raised his hand to me and he didn't really shout. The abuse came in many different ways. Felt disgusted by the way he would always behave. All the hatred to my mom, I just could not forgive. Never be in his presence for as long as I live. And if people speak his name, I'm embarrassed at that. Can you imagine one man giving all that crap? And I could tell you so much more, but there just isn't the time. This one's out to all the kids who have a story like mine. Use it to motivate, be proud of who you are. And if you ever look back, oh you've come so far, just keep your head up. Be the best that you can be. Forever here's lost another branch from the tree. Remember who's there to love and protect you. Put their life on the line and never neglect you. It's a very thin line, and I just want to make the people smile. Bring them into my world, if only just for a while. And while there's breath in me, I'll be doing this forever. I love how music brings all people together. People say it's what makes me stand out from the rest. We got some talent in Telford, I don't claim to be the best, but with a hand on my heart, I can promise you this: I'll be the voice of the people when they're feeling dismissed.
Sick of all the sirens, sick of all the sirens, sick of all the hurt, sick of all the hurt, sick of all the mind games people play to get others hurt. Living for the moment, living for the moment. That's how I do.
Let's go, Donnington, let's go. Hey, this ain't no craze, no phase that gets weaker with time. I've been up and coming for years, it's a long old grind. One thing that can't fail is my drive to succeed. My words are all I... Now it's time I dedicated a song to you. Listen close. It only felt right, Mom, to write you a track, cause your son's got the ability to return the love back. Let's get down to the fact, I was testing at times. I'm not talking criminality and petty crimes, just your average gobby child with a lot on his mind. So you take me to the park where I truly unwind, and I appreciate your help, support, guidance and love. To me there's no woman that I'd ever place above the queen of our family, from my sister and brother. So blessed and so proud to have you as our mother. You taught us to care, respect and love one another. Now we carry these morals and we apply them to others. Mom, you never had it easy and that was a fact. All this love that you shown, it was never an act. But while we all had each other, then our love was stacked. A son's love for his mom is one hell of a pact.
Hold on to who you are, never change now, you've come so far. You're our guiding star, you've always been there through our heart.
Yo, the funny thing about you is you can talk for days, explaining yourself in many different ways. You got a great sense of humor which is easy to find. I thought I was bad, you got a filthier mind. Laughing at yourself, well that's only the start. Our very own comedian with the purest heart. Now I have to admit, I take life with a smile. Like the clown in the room is my usual style. One thing I won't deny that I've taken from you is to speak your emotions and all that is true. To go with your head as much as your heart, and never be ashamed to return to the start. Cause what you've done for me I will always respect, and now I've grown to a man, it's my time to protect. I love you mom, it's true, know we've all got your back. So sit back and smile when you play this track.
Hold on to who you are, never change now, you've come so far. You're our guiding star, you've always been there through our heart.
I'm not alone when I say you're surrounded by care, when each of your children has a bond that you share. In a world of uncertain twists and turns in the road, we help one another while we carry the load. Because a mother's love is the fuel that enabled the strength to speak out and be seen without labels. When we're stuck for advice, you're the first one we call. You celebrate our rises and support all our falls. In our hearts are memories of the things that you've done. These words I have to say, we are grateful for each one. And if you're ever feeling low and starting to crack, rest assured mom, we will all cut the slack. We can ride any weather, we can sail any seas, laying foundations like the roots of the trees. Whatever comes our way, we'll face it together, cause being your child has always been a pleasure.
Hold on to who you are, never change now, you've come.
Once again, this is listen. Your attitude can make the difference to exception. Open your mind, you can change your perception. Be part of the issue or speak out and resolve. Let's all spread awareness by getting involved. Cause anytime life can flip on its side, make you question your sanity like you're losing your mind. And the leaflets, the adverts, there's so many services. Backlogs for months, so tell me what the purpose is. Hard enough, living with a condition. Relying on professionals to make a decision. Now we're looking for society, for social acceptance. Look out, be aware, understand and protect us. And if we just come together, spread this message of change. Move inclusion from the bottom to the very next stage. Understand one another, that's the aim of the game. Let's promote disability and start a new page.
You got this, stay strong, higher, stay putting along. No tears left today. Everybody's in the world one day. And everybody's in the world one day.
Thank you, Donnington, thank you so much, honestly. Really, really appreciate it. Right, as we come in with the next one, Tim, let's roll with it. Yep, number 10. This one's a little different from me. If you don't know how to dance it, just nod your head. It's all about having a bit of fun with this one. A lot different to my usual style. But I try to step out the box. That's what it's all about. Don't stick to one zone, try to step out the box. This one's called This Is Love. Coming up to 2 years, he's been on the other side. The life lessons came hard, there was times that he cried. And if the tears cried a river, he'd have to ride out the ties. Have you ever met a man who's damaged his pride? But motivation like a flame that's been burning inside. With a different view of life, it's well dignified. And his projects affects prospects. Thank you for having me. Poverty-stricken Britain, let's go Donnington, let's go! Let's start this off real with some facts and figures. Over 27,000 go without dinners or suitable clothing just to meet their needs. Yet we turn a blind eye despite all the grease. 8.4 million people are struggling to eat, and there's one on every corner, there's 6 in every street. It takes Rashford to speak up, fight for opportunities. Free school meals in these poor communities. They'll find any green land to build a property. Many children in this world half live in poverty. What happened to childhood so young and innocent? Forced to grow up with these social implements. No pay, job loss, inadequate savings. Temptations for cash, payday no cravings. When it's time to pay it back, they will triple the price. If they can turn this around, have a heart and think twice.